Welcome back. Now, sign language interpreters remove language barriers between people who are deaf and using sign language and people who can't hear and speak, ensuring the communication experience is as complete as possible for both hearing and deaf or hard of hearing people. For many years, the NBC has ensured newscasts and delivery of news and current affairs with our very own set of sign language interpreters. Naanda Shipahu has graced our screens in duty to our specialized group of audiences. Let's take a look.
I think I met Naanda in 2007 when we had the training from Icelandic people.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that moment, and then we were in the same group for presentation every day. And Naanda was he's a funny person somehow within him. Naanda is a very funny person. He makes sure that every time he will come early, so if you arrive late, you are going to present the group. And he will make sure that you say everything according to his will, not yours.
Oh.
Yes, that's how Naanda he is.
And I hope I'm not a dictator.
You are. Then the other day we met at court, where he called me for an assignment to interpret. I think it was in court C. And when you arrive at the court, it's the first time interpreting the court, and Naanda being a guru in the industry. So when you come there, he will preach to you what you do and how to respond to the magistrate and how to react and the whole scenario of the court case. So the moment I entered the court, I wanted him to go with me. Then he says, it's nice, up to you to go and swim. Please make sure that you are safe. So, so I entered the courtroom. When I entered the courtroom, it was court C. So whatever happened inside there, after that he called me in. How was it? You know, now your boss asking you how was it? And him being Naanda to you. I was like, no, I think it went normal. What is normal for you? How do you know it was normal? I said, no, but something happened. How do you rate yourself if something happened there? I said, no, I was so confused. And he was like, no, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Baby, take it easy, take it easy. As long as you make it. And I was like, how do I make it? You are out of it, so you make it. That's Naanda for you.
When I have started working here up to date, because I started working, if I'm not mistaken, from 2004 up to date, almost 2 decades. So it is very important because, as you know, we have our slogan that in the Nampian house, nobody should feel left out. Everybody should be included. So deaf community are now at the liberty to know what is happening in Namibia as well as in other regions of the world. And that is very important for us to know what is happening when it comes to news, current affairs, and other issues which even affect their lives.
And welcome to your midday news bulletin here on NBC. I'm Ilago Shitatala alongside Naanda Shipahu, your sign language interpreter for this hour. Thank you so much for joining us.
I love my job because I would like to serve the deaf community, particularly here in the Republic of Namibia, as well as other deaf communities worldwide. So it is very important for the deaf community to be on par with all other people, for instance, the hearing people, to know what is happening in the country and somewhere around the world. So that's why I love my job.
The man himself now joins us in studio. Welcome, Tate Naanda. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing fine.
Please walk us through your career highlights.
Should I start walking? Okay, right.
Not too fast.
Okay, before I come to my career as a sign language interpreter, naturally I am a person who has a passion of learning languages. For instance, I can speak Portuguese fairly, Spanish fairly,
wow,
French fairly, and I also have, basic of Chinese.
Je parlais un petit peu français.
Oui, très bien. Moi, je parle très bien le français. C'est assez pour communiquer avec les gens qui parlent le français.
Fantastic, Tate Naanda. But I would like us to also focus on your career highlights.
So when I heard that here in Windhoek there was a center, and that was run by deaf people in the Namibian National Association of the Deaf, and I heard that they offer classes in sign language. So I immediately rushed there, and then I joined, and this is how I started learning sign language. So then now, for you to learn sign language, you have to become a kindergarten kid, starting from the scratch. For instance, starting learning sign language alphabet, for instance, A, B, C, then continue up to X, Y, Z. That is how I have started.
But it's not only about signs that one shows with your hands and with your fingers. One's facial expressions also play a role. Is that so?
Oh, yes. Very much important, because you have to show, it's a body language, it is a body language. And then in sign language, you have to show, your facial expressions in order for the deaf people to understand you and to get a clear message.
And that's, of course, why you're not wearing a mask at the present moment, and we're sufficiently distanced apart. What would you say makes you an eloquent sign language interpreter?
Right. We sign language interpreters, we consider ourselves to be a channel of communication by which crucial information is transmitted to the deaf community, for them to know what is happening locally, regionally, and globally. So I myself, I'm even thinking of starting training the young ones to know how to sign, so that when one day my energy starts draining out of my body, the young blood can now take over from us.
I think that is a very serious responsibility that vests in you, Tate Naanda. You should please consider that.
Oh, yes, I have to. That is why I have just mentioned here.
Yes. Now, Tate Naanda, there's no doubt that you are a Namibian celebrity in your own right. Memes about you have gone viral on all sorts of platforms. How does that make you feel?
Wow, this is a promotion in making. I'm telling you, I feel extremely wonderful, inspiring indeed. I always feel as if I am swimming in a sea of linguistic communication, of a perfect, shining paradise of language practitioners. I'm telling you, when one of my comical posts just went viral like that, boom, I got congratulatory messages as far as from the United States of America.
Wow.
And the Great Britain, just encouraging me that it was wonderful, and it was for the first time for them to see a sign language interpreter dancing and music, following those complicated rhythmic, musical, making wonderful series of steps of different movements. And that gives me a great encouragement.
I would fail in my duty if I didn't ask you the following. There has also been some controversy around some sign language interpreter, not so much in the land of the brave, but definitely in neighboring South Africa and elsewhere, where it was later after the fact established that that particular sign language interpreter was clearly not proficient in the language and actually interpreted nonsense.
Yeah, definitely. I just watched that one. When I heard about it, perhaps those are the people who are just, those are what we call cosmetic, you know, people who try to copy from professional sign languages. And that is not, it doesn't augur well indeed in public.
Naanda, as we conclude, we are commemorating the International Day of Persons with Disabilities. Do you have a special message for them today that you'd like to sign as well?
Oh, yes. There is a special message of hope. So, the deaf community should be always assured that they are not left out at all. Tangible evidence is here in the NBC. That is why you see that here NBC uses sign language interpreters in order to serve the deaf community in terms of delivering, interpreting services. That is a tangible evidence. So, why? Because they also need to be included in the mainstream of our society, because surely equally they are part and parcel of our national convention in the Namibian House. So I would like also to use this opportunity. I also would like to use this opportunity because why it's available to me to express my sincere gratitude for the NBC, our national broadcaster, for employing sign language interpreters to deliver interpreting service to the deaf community. So, I thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
That tangible evidence that you were talking about comes, amongst others, in the great gift of Naanda Shipahu. Thank you very much, sir.
You are most welcome. Pleasure to meet you.
That was local celebrity sign language interpreter Naanda Shipahu speaking to us about his career as Namibia joins the rest of the world to commemorate the International Day of Persons with Disabilities today. We're right back after a brief break.